kind of developmental stage. Everybody goes through it. But there's a caution around it. Some never return back because of that impression. That's his final deviation from the path of learning. Permanent abruption, incapable, cut off, discontinuity. For some, he even still struggled because perhaps he started even joined madrasa while he go to university. He enrolled to one madrasa around the corner because maybe he attended a symposium like this. So he said, I want to tell that. So he only attended the madrasa as an undergraduate. But soon after graduation, he moved to another stage of life. Marriage. He became Abu, almost something. And to him, Abu, no, you didn't get my name. Abu, means me that I'll not be sitting in front of somebody. Abu, no. So some, the source of their own breakage is marriage. The moment he gets married or she gets married, bye to Islamic knowledge. For some, it's well too, depending on how early or how late it comes. The moment he arrives, in quotes, he arrives, where he feels like I can't be sitting with all this talakawa, this poor, Do you know how much I want? Do you understand? There are different factors that lead to this. That's the point I'm trying to make. Colleagues, friends, brothers and sisters, the reality we're trying to call ourselves to is none of these factors should be a means for your stoppage or breakage of Islamic law. Hence, at different stages of life, as you come across each of those things, watch out, so that it does not become a stumbling block. Your graduation at a level of learning should not stop you from proceeding to the next level of learning. Your admission to the university, that employment, that job you got, that marriage of yours, the fact that you are now almost something else, should not stop you from learning. And the fact that you are now a big man, with your wealth, should not stop you. There can be other factors. I've just mentioned some of the common ones around us. The next slide. A fundamental problem that we need to address that has led to all of this is that there's a problem with purpose, goal, and vision. Individuals that have been victims of this have actually gotten it wrong, one way or the other, regarding purpose, their goal in life, or what their vision is. Are we following? And I mentioned something initially, that aside the fact that we're enrolled into our different madrasa by our parents, just as they enrolled us into the mundane school, and at a time in our life, we took ownership of learning. The point is, without a clear vision, a proper goal setting, we will not take ownership of Islamic learning. We will not take ownership of learning Islam, and until we take ownership of it, we will discontinue because of those different factors. I don't know if we're together. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, rahimahullah, Qila Imam Ahmad, it was said to him, because he was saying that he goes about with what is called al-mahbar, the ink pot. The ink pot. So it was said to Imam Ahmad, Ila mata, Afa, Baba, when will you stop carrying about this ink pot? You know, ink pot is what they used to record, for writing. Just like somebody saying it's like a file, where you have your books and jotters. Somebody has once seen me some time back. I'm talking about maybe 10, 15 years back. And he said, where are you off to? I'm going for a class. Class. Can you actually call? When you're going for madrasa. Madrasa. Can you actually madrasa? What is you couldn't? And I could see this. The naivety. He was very naive. Madrasa about. What are you still going to do? To him, after learning the Quran, what else do you go to madrasa to do? So they asked Imam Ahmad Ilahata, when will you desist from carrying this your study equipment? He said, Ma'al mahabawati illa al-mahaba. You see this one? That's how I will carry it till death do us part. This is how I will go about carrying it until I find myself in the grave. Many of our past predecessors have similar statements or events in their lives. The point here is Islamic education and learning our Islam should not have a discontinuity, regardless of whatever stage we meet ourselves. And the way to do this is to have a clear vision about life. What's your vision? They say vision is what keeps you going when the going gets tough. Can we say that together? Say vision is what keeps you going when the going gets tough. Even in your university, things can get tough, are you? You can find lecturers that will want to frustrate your life. But there's something that motivates you. I must graduate now. You will not just give up and pack your load and go back home. There will be days as an undergraduate you feel like, I'm even tired of this skill set. But no matter how tired, you just kill yourself there. Let me even graduate safe. Let me graduate fast. Because there's a vision. There's a target. What's your target in life? That's the problem. A lot have not defined what their target and purpose is in life, actually. Or some have misdefined it. A lot of the things we'll be doing here in this sitting today is to realign that purpose. We'll do that by doing what is called setting a BHAG. Can we say BHAG? Who has ever heard of the word BHAG before? A BHAG. I deliberately brought in some terms and I approach it like this because I want it to look more like a professional discussion. Do you understand? So that it will not just be as if when you go for some on-the-job training in your course of study, will you be told some of these things and you feel you have had something that Islam has never brought? Some people or not, they just brought some things together. They say it is big, hairy, audacious goal. A big, hairy, can we say that together? Big. They say your goal in life should be big. Your goal should scare you. A real goal in life, a life objective should be scary to you yourself. You won't come and say, ha! See, yes, when you have a big goal in life, you yourself will be scared of your goal. Yes, that's the real goal. Saying, Jannah is a scary thing. So, you don't know, for the doubts. Some will say, I think you're a big boss, but I didn't get that. Oh, Nicole told them. Can't Allah give you more than that? As a Muslim, Islam encourages us to have a BHAG. But it depends. What's the BHAG about? That big, hairy, audacious goal. A goal that is scary. Kaya. You know what I say, kaya? Even when you look at what you have set as intended for yourself, you'll be scared yourself. Have we taken time in our lives to write down objectives and goals for our lives? Whoever has done that can raise his hand. Alhamdulillah. Please be sincere. The truth is that very few people take time to actually think about what's my purpose in life. A lot of people live life based on the fact that people are just doing this. Okay, the next thing that we go to school, after school, we graduate, they will now look for job, you serve, you look for job. He's just following a pattern that he has found the people following. He never really sat down to think about why do I need to go through this pattern? What's my own objective actually? Your goal in another manner, better put in another perspective. When will you consider yourself to be successful? You say, yes, I'm successful now. That is when you have achieved your goal. Are you following? Your life goal is that point in your life where you say, I'm successful. You know some, their life goal is just to be rich. So to him, the moment he becomes rich, that's all about life. He has achieved what he's living for. just want to be rich. So I can't see that I've succeeded. I'm not successful. I have made it. You now ask me, what did you make? Are you following? Is that the kind of goal a Muslim should have? All you are living for is to make money. That's all. That can be a lofty goal. Let's go back to the Quran as Muslims. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a definitive statement. He said, God aflaha and mu'minun. The real successful one. Look, everybody is looking for success in this world. That's the truth. Kafir, Mushrik, Nasrani, Yahudi, Majusi, every human being, if you ask him, do you want to be successful? Everybody will show you. But the problem is, what is success? People have different definitions of success. See, these are the fundamental issues. If you don't get this one right, forget about other things. If somebody has set his own goal that success in life is to be a graduate with a master's or maybe a PhD, to have children and build a house and to be wealthy, as far as it's concerned. If to him that is success, which is all discussion about continuing Islamic knowledge, yeah, we see your time. You are talking to the wrong person. Because his definition of success has nothing to do about all this Islamic knowledge you are talking about. And he can know. And he can also what should be a damn good thing? A mosque. To him, the religion of those people doesn't matter. Anybody they can even be whiz kids, it can be mad kids, it can be developed. Just have money, whether by money or and be popular. To him, that is the definition of what? Success. The one who has created this world and who created you and I has told us what success is about. And he said that success belongs to only one category of people. I wouldn't want to make too much time on that, but I've emphasized sufficiently. They are who? The believers. Called the aflahal. Whether in this world or in the hereafter, the real successful ones are the believers. And Allah went on to mention what their traits were. So if we agree that faith is the ultimate success, any other thing you achieve in this life that you did not achieve faith, Islam, Iman in Allah, is failure. We are talking about goal setting. We want to prioritize goal. I mean, so a believer would have two goals. You see, how do I know? Where do I get it from? It's clear. Allah mentioned to us while teaching us how to invoke Him. He said, "Rabbana atina fid dunya hasan, wa fil akhirah hasan." Open teta. Hasana fid dunya wa hasana fil akhirah. Muslim are to those money and other things. Yes, it's part of goodness. It's part of the goal you should have. It's one of the goals. It might not be the ultimate one, but it's one of the good goals. And Islam recognizes that. Are you following? What for the akhirah hasan? Please pardon me. Now, elsewhere, Surah Al-Jumu'ah, Allah said, فَإِذَا قُضِيَتِ الصَّلَاةُ. When He told us, إِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمُعَةِ فَاسْعَوْا إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ. He now said, when you are done with Salah, فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Don't just sit down in the mosque and say we are finished Salah to Jumu'ah. Allah said, فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ. As you are going about hustling and jama, you know what they call jama? As you are hustling, Allah said, remembering Allah there, but don't sit down in the mosque. فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ. The same Allah who told you to go and observe Salah compulsively, that it's even haram for you to transact when the Jumu'ah is ongoing. He is the one that also chased us out. Go and look for the source of livelihood. So to have worldly goals, worldly achievement, is part of a goal that a believer should have. Are we following? I started the verse, the dua, that Allah taught us that we should seek for the two. We've also seen an instruction from Him indicating the two. Just like He told us also in Surah Al-Mulk, huwa alladhi ja'ala lakum al-arda dhalula famshu fi manakibiha wa kulu min rizqihi wa ilayhi. So an average Muslim must have two goals. The first goal is that established on Iman, servitude to Allah, ubudiyya lillah. The second is the worldly goal. That worldly goal I divided into two. I'm coming back there. The first goal, which is the goal established on faith, meaning that you should not leave this world except as a believer. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. You see those two goals that I highlighted there? Both goals require Islamic knowledge. That's why you now realize that you don't have a choice. You must continue to learn Islam and continue your learning about your deen till death. Both goals. Not only goal number one, both goals. Goal number one is clear because that one is ibadatul mahdo. Abi, écoutez, Islam tio baptism. Your faith, you can't have iman without knowledge. Wa'alamu annahu la ilaha illallah. Abi, wastaghfir li dhanbik. Wa'alam. Iman is established on ilm. Abi, faith is established on knowledge. First, the first of it, al-ilmu qabla al-qawl wal-amal, like all the scholars will tell us about. Because you have that goal, you know you don't have a choice. You have a goal to protect your deen, and you must not leave this world except with Islam, authentic Islam, the Islam that the Rasul brought, not any other Islam or version of Islam. Because you know that, you have no choice than to just keep learning about that ideal Islam. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمٌ. That's goal number one. You see, goal number one is like university requirements. How many of us are undergraduates here? You know what they call university requirements? GNS. Chairman graduates still, but GNS not a lot of things. GST. General. You did not pass, you cannot graduate. Goal number one. Without it, there's no iman, there's no Islam. Without that goal, life can never be successful. Goal one, the goal of being a servant of Allah, being a Muslim, the manner that I want you to be. That goal, without it, forget about success. So when they are calling for the successful ones, don't be such a person. Because قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Are you following? So everybody here must have that goal. Am I making any point? You have to, when you are prioritizing your life objectives, goal one, asterisk, most important. There's no negotiation of it. My Islam, my deen. You don't negotiate that. Goal two is why we are different from ourselves. Our worldly goals. Our worldly goals are divided into two. There's a natural path that is gender-based that Allah has drawn for us. It's part of worldly goal. I will explain. And there's the elective. It's just like elective course. And this elective. Call that natural path. Call that one departmental. Are you following me? You know the departmental requirements. You are in the faculty of engineering. Faculty of engineering. University requirements need GST and GNS. Departmental requirements. Oh, but not pass in my engineering maths, thermodynamics. Oh, ready at the anywhere. Oh, my shit to my graduate. Maths in engineering. You are 5 and 6. But there can be some electives, some other courses you borrow from another department. Are you following? Very good. You see those ones that are departmental. Your department as a male is different from her department as female. There are two departments. Abi, do you have your Aphrodite here? There are two departments. The department one, the male department, under the natural part. That is your goal of becoming a father, a husband. If you are drawing a life goal, it's part of a goal to draw. The Prophet of Allah used to beg Allah to give them righteous children. They want to be fathers. And you don't know me. It's on the ways to live life well. It also has an effect on the first goal we have mentioned. You find Prophet of Allah, àwọn ànábì ọlọ́mọ ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ fọmọ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ gbẹ́ ti Zakaria But and Ibroheem, these were friends of Allah. They asked Allah for children. They wanted to be fathers. If they are from worldly goals that we have found that pious people have asked about, is to be a father. But you can't be a father without being a husband. I mean, it's part of your worldly goal to have an ambition of being a husband and a father. And that takes effort. A responsible father. And you need effort. It is from your worldly goal to be a wife and a mother. And I want to take time on that part. Because of feminism and the feminist movement. What they are telling our young girls today is that motherhood and being a wife is not a goal in life. And I beg to disagree. Or do you agree with them? It's a big lie. Being a wife, being a mother, is a worldly achievement. In fact, it's a departmental one. Selective. I was talking to some students of mine sometimes, some weeks back. It was a similar discussion. And I was telling them, look, it is the West that tell you that if you are not a nurse, a doctor, any of those professions, they say there's no value in you. Even if you are female. We say no. In Islam, being a female, being a lady alone is an embodiment of value. And I will explain. So I asked them, I brought a scenario. I said, we have two people who learned secretariat studies. First class secretariat studies. Brother Abdurrahman. And sister Majando Muslim. And Joy girl. We will not study secretariat studies. Abike, secondary school, SSC. We study secretariat studies. But we find. There is opportunity for employment. Secretary needed. But Abu Salam applied with his beards and this was yes. First class secretarial studies, not better. Joy also applied. Joy, so fine. Emma Bamilo, follow me. Leave sentiment. Who will get the job? Joy. Joy is secondary school for secretarial studies. Secretary, no one needed. And now, we put in power to it. But they were the one that also told you that gender it doesn't matter. And that showing all these any other that the important thing is be a graduate, be this, get be working, get this. But what you need only BSc. Come on, suppose you say secretarial studies. They gave her a job now. I bet you did not observe. Why would she be preferred for the job? They say she's a lady. You know there's a way she's going to talk on the phone. Oh, being a lady alone, there's a value in that. Islam knows that. That's why it's telling you, with or without your certificate, there's a value in you as a lady. Above money, a value that Allah asks your husband to be feeding you, sheltering you, and protecting you till you die. For the fact, but what do you have to bring to the table? Was it table? What do you have to bring on the table? Which table? Is she a graduate? What is she doing? We want to give you a wife. What do you want to tell me where? We want to give you value. That value we're talking about. Value is secretarial studies. That's the value they know. That will make them prefer female secretaries than male secretary. They know, but they tell you when they want to deceive you, they tell you that value does not exist. But Islam is a nature of reality. That value is there. Your male, a female is a value in itself. Only man, what's the commercial one? Olùkọ́ ní ajẹ́ bálabàlá sí lára. Wọ́n jẹ́ níṣẹ́ kó yá kó tó bá tún dábílẹ̀ kó tún gbà nǹkan ní. Wọ́n tún gbà nǹkan ní. Yes, ọkùnrin ni ẹ̀ kò sí value. Oh, ní value kankan except when you add to yourself. But being a female alone is a value. Don't let anybody tell you lies. It's a reality. It's a reality. Tó bá tún wá ní nǹkan ní, ó kò tún wá ní value more value. And the more you are adding, the more expensive you are becoming. You go to back when you go back when sister from what available. Kelenu, only masters, PhD, what's PhD? It's not about when me. You will afford to put you. Then you go back. value tara tèmi kò balance ó ti di greater than bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ní ìkọ̀kọ̀ rárá kò ní anything rárá wọ́n ó sì ẹ̀ tún wá ní ilé ó ti di 2 bẹ́ẹ̀ mí náà láti sú kó tó lè bá náà ó ti di 2 ó ti wá 3 that's the reality. That's the reality. What we are saying here is that natural path, it's crucial. Being a wife, being a husband is a goal. So the worldly goals. Are we together? Let me leave that because of time. The next thing is the elective one. And that's now your course of study. I'm learning tailoring, engineering, carpentry. Any other thing you have chosen for yourself is elective. So worldly goals are 2. There's a natural one. A woman cannot be a father, and a man cannot be a mother. Abi be ko ni. Abi o ko je baye ti da ku si na ni. I was born as a boy. I identify as a was gender. Yeah. Lord, àwọn tó yí wọn pé tó normal. Yàtọ̀ sí animal farm, tó bá dùn animal farm. Ṣé different animals ló ṣe kó body ṣe? Kò sí ìzẹ́dípẹ́rẹ́, kò sí sódómì ní animal. Níbi tó ẹ̀ẹ́tẹ́ òṣùpá àwọn ẹ̀ẹ́tẹ́ àjọ ló ti fọwọ́ bà, ọkùnrin ló ń jẹ́ bàbá àdúrà. Obìnrin ló ń jẹ́ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ níbi tó ọpọlọ wà sẹ́lẹ̀ tí tó bí yá nǹkan ti ta sí ọlọ́pọlọ. So the natural path ni pé part of your worldly goal as a male is being a husband and a father. And as a female, is being a wife and a mother. Goal number 2, under worldly goal, is now whatever field of endeavor you have chosen for your elective. This point we are establishing, you see, I'm taking my time because this is actually what a lot of people have gotten wrong. For some, what the most important goal of our life is that she wants to be an entrepreneur. That's our goal number 1. That's why she will sacrifice anything to get there. So to her goal is that she wants to be Nigerian first female general. Example. That's the goal she set for herself. Nigerian first female general. Military. Sister Balkis. What job military? Only stars. Even goal will never move for anybody. Goal is faculty requirements. The goal will be DIS. You will have problem with it. This goal will also affect your worldly goal. That is also the natural part. I mean, you don't know me. Because the way I arrange it is in that order of priority. Your deal first. Your natural part number 2. Then the third one is one you choose for yourself. It's in that order. If you understand this priority, you will know that no elective goal or path you have chosen for yourself should come at the detriment of that natural path of being a father or a husband. Many are people who, in the name of a career today, they have abandoned their families. They have raised families that are nowhere to be found or cannot be said anything good about. They are terrible husbands and terrible men, terrible fathers. You know why? It's career. He has no time to spend at home. Everything is trying to impress his boss. Because to him, career first. So family can suffer. What if you do? Oh, you are not together. What about the female? It's even worse in their own case. As much as we say yes, it's permissible, and it's quite encouraging in certain, especially even in certain fields and endeavors of life, that you find good Muslim women there. It does not come ahead of being a wife and being a mother. That is why go and check. Many are those who have succeeded in their career women in both, whose greatest pain in their lives is the fact that they don't have a happy home. Why? They have misprioritized. Abi, in the process of graduating, one fish in all law, lecturer say, come and sleep with me. Abi, you fail this course. Why are the course here? You at what the course here to hell? Why? Because but this is what you have. So that's what you need. Ṣé ọ̀gá wọn tẹ́lẹ̀ góòlù tiẹ̀ ni pé àwọn láti ṣe lé epo sẹ̀. She wants to work in Sheikh. She wants to work in slum BJ. So if the lecturer is demanding for her body to get a first class in her final year, why won't she give it up? It's part of sacrifice for her career. That's her goal. But the one who knows that my dream first, then my being a woman first, even before the other goal, where will I? Do you get the point? Because there will be challenges in the path of achieving those goals. Priority will determine what you can sacrifice for the other. I don't know if I'm getting you're getting my point. Let me bring it closer again. Even between these natural parts and servitude to Allah, there can be problem. Somebody has been waiting, nobody's bringing proposal. She's getting to 27, 28, 30. All the people that are coming, they are Chipudi, Nkeleko. Are you following? They are not coming. Muslim brothers are not coming. You know, say, will I just sit down like this? I will not get married. What's the problem now? She's targeting the natural path, being a wife and being a mother. But there's a risk. At the detriment of service to Allah. As a Muslim, you can't marry a non-Muslim husband. Impossible. Jinani, I would rather stay single than to marry Chukwud. Do you get the point? I would rather not have a child in life than to marry a Christian. What gets priority here? What must ascending or that descending? Are you feeling the point? One must have clarity regarding these goals. I now made a point anyhow. I said each of these goals require Islamic knowledge. I want to also emphasize that. Of course, I've mentioned that of the servitude to Allah. Let us also say here that of the natural path. You can't be a good husband and you can't be a good father, even without Islamic knowledge. Two of us, we agree. Alhamdulillah, that one is easy. Number 3, you can't be a good professional in your course of study without Islamic knowledge. This one is controversial. You might not understand. If you understand, hands up. Oh yeah, let me bring it home. Go and ask CEOs and well-achieved people in their career. The moment they appoint you to that special office, the day you get to the office like this, your secretary will come and say, congratulations, sir. We thank God for you. You will go back. Then she will come back again and say, I just say I should come and tell yoga. I don't know if you have any, because this position, you know that there's a lot of people that are hiring you. You have to be, spiritually, I know why you. What is only because you have to be, Oga, it's not easy. The Oga that was here before, if you see what they, 6 months, that's how he has stroke. From there, from the clinical to hospital. You will think it's a joke. After first week of office, by the time you resume, you know that in so-called career you want to become. You have not got to that big office. Office that look like a 3-bedroom flat. One office. That you say you have been high, commissioner, minister. When you now get there now, they will not ask for this. This will be doing. When they see that you are empty, only last. You go out. Not your just here empty. No spiritual backup. You are gone. I yet to 2 1 on you. Okay. She said that you don't have choice. That you must continue to learn Islam. Because at that junction you have just 2 choices. It's either you are with your Islam solid, or you will look for a shortcut. There will be no shortcut. The Bible will say, "Oh, God, don't worry. I know one Baba. But the place is far. This is how one village yourself. It's problem. Because the day you go to the office again, I knew somebody was telling me his experience. Oh, buy a ball, table. Command the office. The office is only office staff, modern office, Lagos. You go to the office, it's for only your guy will tell you. Last. You know many people want to get to that position. That you say you are you are first class. They say you are brilliant, you got there. Empty. And you are empty spiritually. Islam, 0. Kiyamule, nothing. Only Kiyamule. Only Shaitan will farm. Kiyamule. You know what Kiyamule is? It's just Muslim name, that's all. It's empty spiritually. Even worldly affairs require your spirituality, and you can't have it without good Islamic knowledge. That's what you are living. Or else, it's there that you will cross. It's that position, not even cross. You will not say, let's do one kedeko for you. Just be putting this one under your seat. Put this one under the table. Put it on here. Because even in worldly affairs, your spirituality matters. The point I was trying to prove is that in all of those goals I have mentioned, whether worldly or that of the hereafter, you need adequate Islamic knowledge. Hence, you can't stop. There's no point to say I'm okay. Are we following? Another point I have made here is that it's because people don't understand this that will make some who have had in Qatar in their journey of Talibul Ilm to stop. Those who had those stoppages and those abruptions, it was because of the lack of proper understanding of these goals. If you understand this well, and you know these priorities, you cannot give up. Is my point clear? Let's move to the next slide. What is knowledge? I will just paraphrase something little. Scholars of Islam have told us so many things about it. They say, idraku shay alama huwa alayhi idrakan jazima. Scholars of Islam told us that knowledge is to know something in its actual form, the way it is, with conviction and certainty, not doubt, not conjecture. Knowing something with certainty upon its real form. Because as we are talking about Islamic knowledge, somebody can become a victim of learning Islam hungry. Somebody can be making efforts, trying to learn Islam, but learning from the wrong source. Do you get the point now? We are agreed now from all of the noise you have been making earlier that there's no giving up. But be careful. Be careful of where you take your knowledge from. And you have said, I want to continue learning. When I get to campus, I just saw one brother, mashallah, if you see his voice when he's writing the Quran, I said I want to be learning Aqidah from him. You don't know what knowledge is. Knowledge is information. Somebody came here now and said, I don't know this environment well. Maybe he's asking for, he said, where's airport road? Let's assume that this is the way, this airport road. Somebody now pointed this way. Said, okay, airport, he said international, and look, I said, look, this way. That's how he just started. He took a bag, called it to David. Yeah. You know that he has made effort, but he's making effort in the wrong direction. Will he get to the airport? Abadan. Is he learning? He's learning. But what is he learning? Where is he learning from? He got a wrong information. Part of knowledge is to even know what to learn at what stage. From who? At where? It's part of knowledge. Are you following? So, as much as we are emphasizing the need for that continuity, let's not lose glance of the fact that it has to be in the right direction, from the right sources, in the right manner. Are you following? So, knowledge is called Allah, called Rasul. We've got Fahmi Salafin as-Salih. We were talking about somebody who left madrasa at that time, only being able to recite the Quran. We all mentioned that he has not even graduated from primary education. Are you following now? So he moved to that level. The level of learning the basics, how to perform ablution. What are the things that can validate ablution? How to perform salah. What are the shurut to salah? Wajibat, ankar, sunnah to salah. What are the things that can validate salah? He learns all of those things. The basic aqidah, tawheed, salah, basic ibadah. It goes on like that. Most of the time, people don't even exhaust this usul. For those of us that have gone to madrasa, I don't know, maybe before your admission, who can say that in my madrasa we did Babu Zakah before I left madrasa? We did Babu Zakah in my madrasa before I left madrasa. About a month ago.
They don't need to.
Okay, we passed Babu Zakah. Okay, we did Babu Hajj. My madrasa, I sat down, they taught me Hajj. Oh, what are you looking? I think they're the ground. Yes, it's you. Yes, my Hajj Islam. You did Hajj. They taught you Hajj in your madrasa. Let me come and find madrasa. And in madrasa, your madrasa syllabus, you go to Hajj. Alhamdulillah. So this are we. Mashallah. So okay, you did Babul Nikah, Buyum, Tijara, Islamic rulings and regulation about trade. Mibo, a lot of red madrasa, Salah and Obalo, Wudu. We talk about it, no. Do you know that those seriously you are reading, those series of learning about Arkan in Islam, you are supposed to finish it up to Hajj. Before you go into a transaction, nikah, jihad, inheritance. Because somebody is asking, what are we going to do about that? All of these are part of what you're supposed to know about your deen. So people get married and they never attended the class of nikah before marriage. Isabu, come back on the car. On the job practice, on the job practice. What did that go already? These are the responsibilities of the husband. No. Duties and responsibilities of wife after the car. How to make selection? Nígbà tó ti bí méjì. Kí ló tún select? What is she select? All over just select. Do you understand now? If you have not found yourself in this situation, the point you are trying to say is the earlier you do that, the better. That's why you shouldn't give up. That's why your admission should not stop you from learning. Because after admission now, you will do service, and they will be telling you that, Kilo combine. Sister, you have not seen anybody. And you now, you are still in primary 2 in madrasa. Are you following? You see, there's a distance, there's a problem. There's imbalance in your learning and your stage of life. You have to balance it up. You not make it easy. Then from that is the furor. Subhanallah. The furor. And on to the mutamimat. Of course, that will be for even those that have taken the path of scholarship. Brothers and sisters, knowledge has value, a lot of value. إذا أردت نجاح في الدنيا وسعادة في الآخرة فاسلك طريق العلم. If it is success in this world you want, and you want to be comfortable on the day of judgment, the surest way is through the path of knowledge, beneficial, sincere knowledge. Are we following? That's the surest way to it. If what you desire is success in this world and success in the hereafter, expressway with your man's boss, the first road to it is through the path of learning. May Allah make it easy for us. Knowledge is a timely and a vital information. I just made an example of information and how misinformation can lead to others. How do you relate with somebody that gave you a business idea? The business idea he gave you made you become a millionaire. He just told you that do this, and buy those things. In a couple of maybe 3 months, you are already earning in dollars. How will you appreciate such a person? I don't know me. Hey, what? Those who spread knowledge and teach knowledge to us, they are more important than those that will even benefit from this world. Following, if one has been a victim of misguidance before, one will appreciate when he sees clear-cut guidance of knowledge. If somebody has been a victim of ulama usul, dol mudillun, if you have been a victim of them before, dol mudillun, if you have been a victim of them before, when you see scholars who are right, you will appreciate them better. That emphasizes to us how we should deal with those we learn from. I'm trying to cut it quickly. The path of knowledge, of course, is not a smooth ride. It comes with challenges. And one of those things that can deter one from continuing its Islamic development and learning are those possible challenges. So we must be careful of those challenges. Allah said, let shaitan not dissuade you from the path of Allah. For Shaitan is an open enemy to you. Shaitan puts in the path of learning different challenges, obstacles. Beware of them as you embark on the journey or as you continue the journey of learning. Abdurrahman had reported when he told us that the Rasul has mentioned that man ta'allam al-ilma, whoever learns knowledge, liyubahiya bihi ulama, he is learning in order for him to be beating and competing with the scholars. He looks at his teachers in the madrasa. Me too, I will go Arabic language properly. So that when he sees him stars, he wants to show that if I don't do it, can you do your better than me now? His motive, his motivation for learning is because there's one who starts that he wants to be rude to. Wallahi, there are students like that. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti lọ kọ́ adẹ̀ tún padà wá pé àgbógbó tẹ̀sán àwọn ti kọ́ sí kò lè lánàá bí kẹwàá lọ́wọ́ yìí. Abẹ́ ìmọ̀ ni abọ́ ọ̀pátá àlùbáríkà lọ́jọ́ kò máa sí ní Shoprite. Ẹgbọ́n èlò lọ́tà àlùbáríkà. Wọ́n náà máa sọ wọ́n àlùbáríkà lọ́wọ́ wà níbọ̀, wọ́n máa sọ àìlọ́jọ́ tó bá bí ọmọ. Àfáàsì náà owó àlùbáríkà wọ́n náà máa sọ.
Àlùbáríkà máa tán gbà mí.
Kódà ó sílẹ̀ tán. Man ta'allama al-ilma liyubahiya bihi al-ulama wa yumariya bihi al-sufaha. Or he wants to going about debating to impress people. I know now. And whoever learns knowledge with such an intention, Allah would admit it to fire. I did not say it. The Rasul said it, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So one of the obstacles you must avoid is lack of sincere intention in your learning. Why do we seek knowledge? You want to do raf'u jahl and nafsik. You want to remove ignorance from yourself. You want to have adequate information. You get now you worship Allah so that you make Allah as a right Muslim. So that you live your life as a husband, as a wife, as a father, as a mother, the way you are supposed to. So that you do not make errors in your field of endeavor. Those are the goals you have mentioned. You need knowledge of the deen regarding all of that. That's why you're learning. Not to compete with anybody. Not to embarrass somebody. Not to go about on the Facebook and be saying, I have opinion too. And when they're talking, I want to be talking. That's not the reason. So that they can be neutral, can have camera now and mic on Facebook and have Facebook channel. The way they are listening to all these people, don't worry. When I arrive, they become my actor. I will bring them down so that I will be the one again. That's not why we're there. If that is your intention, it will last. And if you get there, it will not come with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Are you following? Arrogance and pride. So their major obstacle is arrogance. That's why you can't learn. Haven't you heard that Abdurrahman bin Auf used to learn from Abdullah bin Abbas? Look at the gap. Abdurrahman bin Auf is from Kibar bin Sahaba. If you can't, before you can't test companions who embrace Islam, Abdurrahman bin Auf is one of them. In age, in everything. But there's something in this young scholar. He's from Masha Mubasha of Jannah. Oh, yeah, too hard. I know about that. Oh, yeah, there's one because the Rasul did not pray behind any companion except two. Abu Bakr, Abdurrahman bin Auf is the second one. And he had gone for talking to call anybody. Kill us, go. Another big kill him. Go to Kaka. Another be alone kill him. Kaka. So that's the way. Go to send me to see this other line. Lay your back. Kill us one cock. Don't see that on my back. You know that blah blah blah. But I want to walk clear. So we are not like at all. I thought all over now. Kill us. Do you get the point now? Arrogance, pride is from the stumbling blocks that you know. Somebody's arrogance might not be beyond the fact that he's not a graduate. When me, I'll not be sitting down with all these. I'm an graduate now. Don't you know that this secular education used to come with arrogance? Other come with a dance school. And you notice them. And your teacher, you have not noticed that the kind of education we go through. There's how many of the teachers teach you in school? I'll be telling you that be humble, be this way. No, they teach you arrogance. They teach you pride. It's part of the education you are learning. If you don't use adequate dosage of antibiotics. Oh my God, never be better. If you are not about it, how can you be a lawyer? Oh, when they are that, all the end suit. How can you be an engineer? And you must be proud. Pride you go for someone cancer. I'm a doctor. I'm a PhD. If you have not been taken through proper immunization, you will graduate as an arrogant person. You know it. So beware of those dangers. Are we together? Let me mention again. Envy. You can be in the same study circle with somebody. Some might be outshining you. That's the way it is. You might be in the same class. Before the teacher explains, somebody's already memorizing everything. You are still in first line. How they say? Don't envy him. We are not equal. Because envy has led a lot of people into destruction. I hope it's clear. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. You might not be getting it as fast as others are getting it. Be careful of envy. It's another obstacle on the path. Because it's not how fast. It's not how fast. There are a lot of things that has to do with knowledge. Particularly is the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I hope it's clear. So it's not the fact that I used to memorize a lot of Qur'an so fast. That's not what knowledge is about. Knowledge goes beyond that. Allah might not bless you with the pace of memorization, and He might bless you with adequate understanding. You memorize few, but you understand more. But He memorized fast. He can put everything down, but he does not understand what he's saying. Allah gives people different gifts. Don't envy, or else you might shoot yourself in the leg. Allah protects. Getting busy with what we are. That's the time we are in now. This is the word in your hand. I am. If you have this one, that's the word. Just click on it. You can spend the whole of the day on this thing. From one TikTok to the Facebook, from this. You not be saying there's no time. There's no time. There can't be time. There can't be time. There are a lot of distractions around. Avoid distractions. Manage your time adequately. To say there's no time is to say that you have not prioritized something. Whatever you don't have time for is not in your list of priorities. Because you must have spent that time doing what you consider to be more important. Are we following? So prioritize properly. So don't say there's no time. And don't get busy with this world. Don't be carried away with the search of the glitters of this world. So this is part of what can also take one away from the path of learning. Laziness, laxity, brother, sister. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, take to your car, remembrance of Allah. It helps away against laziness. Have the right attitude and right mindset. And that's part of what we're discussing. So all of that would help one. What are the possible solutions? Oh yeah, let's be together. You need the sincerity constantly. That's why I talk about the issue of intention. You are not there to compete with anybody. Another one, set your clear life goals. We've done that in a short while, right? Trying to say, okay, well, how do you plan our goals? What are the priorities? Create a sustainable learning routine. Have a study partner. Seek for a good and righteous companion. The part of learning is not something that is easy to come by when you go alone. Surround yourself. Say, so find good companions who will help you in the path of learning. Limit the distractions, as I've mentioned. Make dua. Make dua. I have to stop here. I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this beneficial to me who has spoken, and most beneficial and understandable beyond the way that they presented to us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us with beneficial knowledge. You see, we emphasize the knowledge we are talking about, you have qualified it. We say beneficial knowledge. Because who would deliberately ask Allah, أعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع. Not every knowledge is beneficial. The knowledge we seek for and the one we ask Allah to bless us with is knowledge with what? With benefit. علم نافع. اللهم نسألك علما نافعا. علما نافعا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with beneficial knowledge. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خيرا. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant our father, because he spoke to us, even though he was saying my colleague, he spoke to us like the father would speak to his colleague. We ask Allah to bless him in this world and the hereafter. All of the things that he seeks that Allah gives him, we ask Allah to give him more than he's asking. We can start sending our questions in the same link. No, same link. We can start sending our questions in the same link. So, if you have questions, you send it there. You understand? We can send our questions to the same link. So, while we await the questions, let's quickly address us regarding something very important. Some of the business break those that are still in place, or those that are not with us. Alhamdulillah, most of us, we are in-house people, right? Some of them carry them, and here we are colleagues, and most of us is my friend. Most here too, we are friends and colleagues. So I know not everybody here. That's don't let me call you. So I'm saying we know ourselves, so we can address ourselves easily. Some to address us, something very important. So when my father was speaking, he mentioned some things that are very, very important. So that we're going to use it in the subsequent sections. So I want to mention this. We should renew our, he spoke about Iman, that we are going on. Should work on your Iman. I don't know before coming here if we made Iman clear. Now, why am I coming to this program? So if there is need to redefine it, do that. What you are doing, when you get home, before you come tomorrow. Because the Iman you have towards something usually defines what you achieve from it and the reward that allows you. So where I'm going actually is some of us are attitude to the program is not very well. And I say it, I know almost everybody is a plus. So the messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people are still laughing at the back. Yeah? You know we are all big men and women, we are Muslims, and they are saying we should be humble. So let's be humble. So they are doctors, they are engineers, but we should still be what? Even if there's a professor here, still be what? So stop laughing. So people are laughing. The messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us to be careful about arrogance. So Sheikh also mentioned it. The messenger said, anybody that has an atom of arrogance in his heart, they are admitted into Al-Jannah. And then he defined arrogance. What is arrogance? He said, it is Baqarul Haq wa Baqarul Nas. Amira. You force me to call you. So arrogance is Baqarul Haq wa Baqarul Nas. What is Baqarul Haq? When we are not giving room for the truth, or when you are looking down at me. Anybody that's in this hall and the lecturer is talking and you are either pressing your phone when you don't need to, or you are discussing with your friend, or you are doing something that is not as important as what's going on here. It is either you are belittling the haq that is being said here. Maybe you have known it all. Even if you have known it all, you should still be what? Humble. Or you are looking down at me. Maybe you are saying, who is it that is good enough to speak to me? I'm saying this with all sincerity and innocence. You might not know, but I'm trying to define it. If you are here and you are doing something else, when the lecture is going on, so it's either of these two things. It's either you are belittling the truth, you are speaking about, wallahi, if you can take note of these things, there are things that Allah can use as sabbath to redefine your whole life. If you were taking notes, but some people are pressing all through. I don't know if you are capturing the program. I almost was thinking that was what some people were doing. Pressing for all through. Some people too, well, some people are fasting, maybe that's why they are sleeping. So but if you are pressing for, you are talking with your friend, no, it's not good enough. It's either you are belittling, Please look at our fathers here. He's an imam, he's a jail, he's a senior professional, he's an engineer. So what else? Even if you are an engineer, he's an engineer. If you are a sheikh, he's also a sheikh. So you listen and you follow up. Now, they might be imams. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Just that's the height. Yes, humility. So and respect. It's not nice if you are pressed. You might think that he's giving you one place. No, he's listening sincerely. So and I said we are closer so we can be more close with ourselves. So please, you should take note of this. Redefine your intention while calling here. So let's take this moment as you don't do anything. If you don't have anything I've learned today, it's as if I go and take jam again and go back to university. So and that's how learning is. And you'll be saying, yeah, later, how I wish I knew this, how I wish I you can still work with what you have got. So how would you now listen? So I was supposed to say, please make others. This is information key. So please let us take this as we go on. Ask Allah to guide us right. It's not easy. But you prove yourself, you confront yourself. You follow up. If you pay attention and know how will you be able to see benefit from it. So we ask Allah to forgive us our sins and lead us alright. I think people are sending questions already.
Yes, you have just 2 questions.
Okay.
So if you have a question, we can send it through the link. Do we still have the link?
So this person said some lecturers don't allow students with beard like my own. It's okay this.
Into a compulsory.
It says an old.
Okay. That's okay.
Okay.
I'm studying
environmental health in school, but I'm done with ND and I want to proceed to BSc. How can you advise me as an hijabi sister about the course of the dresses?
Do you have any challenge with the course you're doing? Does she have any kind of challenge?
She said, I think hijab.
What's the course of study?
Environmental health.
Okay.
She wants to proceed to BSc.
Yes.
Okay, I think she needs an advice regarding the course as an hijab.
Medical.
Environmental.
We have medical.
It's medical. From an uniform. She will not send.
On uniform.
On uniform. On uniform. It is not from those courses that where there are regulations regarding dress codes and
nursing. We are nursing.
Except we're talking about nursing. One of the things I would advise, especially for some of our sisters, is in your selection of a course, is one thing to consider the course being selected. So that one thing that you consider the environment or the choice of school also. Certain challenges are lesser, even when some of those challenges can be general. But in certain environments, even still with this Nigeria, are lesser in certain environments. So you might need to look at your school of choice. I don't know if somebody's studying nursing in schools in the north, or maybe as simple as I don't know how good Union is regarding their dress code. But I know certain universities, you have a tendency to have less challenge or to find people of similar orientation where you can forge ahead in the same course than just going to one lonely university somewhere where you don't look like anybody. You are the only one alone. Of course, we'll still ask you to be steadfast, but the problem is it will be more challenging than if you had made a choice of a university where you find people of similar, how do I put it, challenges, and you can address the case in unison, in a group. One of the things that often bother me is when students or youths pick universities without a recourse to the environment their universities are in. I just want to go and study electrical engineering in Imo State University. Any problem? Because you're going to spend 4 years, for example, 5 years in that environment. 5 years in studying your course, 4 years studying your course. Think about life besides that course. The fact that you're given admission somewhere does not just mean you just have to jump to it. Consider the environment. So if the environment will not help your Islam for further development, it's better you think twice. So that's what I would say to the sister. So regardless of the course you're picking, of course, I don't think the environmental science I've mentioned has any dress regulation. So, but you might have to factor in regarding the choice of your school, what school in what environment. So that's also crucial. Now that is our affairs.
The question I want to ask is, how can we always draw our attention back to the reality of things, especially when we find ourselves in an environment that is mostly jokes, especially university environment. Everything is almost jokes. So usually every time take things with
another kind of environment himself. What's the kind of environment? The friends you move with. They are your immediate environment. Yes, the university might be the way it is. For example, if you're staying on campus, there's a Muslim community on the campus. It might not be the ideal one. There's also a Muslim community maybe where that campus is resided. A university cannot exist in a vacuum. There's an external environment. There are Muslims in that environment. Within the university, the campus itself, there's an immediate Muslim environment. Your first few days at school, the right thing for you to do when that iman is still well upgraded, before it begins to depreciate, get yourself fixed. Oh, there's one who starts somewhere upon the sunnah on campus. Introduce yourself to, I'm new here, I'm on the level, I'm doing this course. Fix yourself within the networks of right-thinking Muslims early enough. Let it not be that they'll be the ones struggling to discover you. Go and report yourself. I'm a Muslim. It's a default thing that a Muslim should do, even regardless of campus. You relocate to a new environment as a Muslim. Okay, maybe you moved away from here and you went to go and live somewhere else, for example. The right thing for you to do is get to the masjid. Where's the masjid here? Where's the Muslim community? We just came to this environment. I'm a new Muslim. I just rented the house. Familiarize yourself. You know why? You're only establishing your roots so that by the time the challenges which will naturally come begin to have a toll on you, the people will be telling you, brother, this was not the way you were when you resumed. No, you shouldn't do this. No, do you understand? Based on what they have known you to be from inception. But people who never knew you, they never knew that you were actually a serious Muslim. They only got to discover you on campus 2 years in your course. There's no before and after for them to even compare with. They will think, that's the way you were, because they never even used to see you in the mosque in the first instance. You don't come from madrasa. You did not used to attend any events. They do have a course, you don't come. They just found you in the class, in the auditorium. Oh, you're a Muslim too? 2 years after admission. You would long gone in such a way. So the best thing is create an immediate environment for yourself. Fix yourself into the Muslim community. Find right-thinking Muslims of similar endeavor. Attach yourself to their groups. Muslims help themselves. And that's the summary of the what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Taqullaha wa kunu ma'as-sadiqin. Do you understand? At times also we are in social media times. Even when your environment might not be as good as that, it might be through the virtual environment. Today we have a virtual environment. Perhaps you have a WhatsApp group of maybe some old students of the madrasa that you've been upon the same path. You've been memorizing QUR'AN together, for example. You study the same books. There are some online study circles you attend. And they give you a reminder, you've not joined the class. We didn't see your Telegram class today. You are not online. You are this. Sometimes that might be your best option. When your media environment is going, you are the Sheikh. Yes, sometimes, pathetically anyway, it might be that you are even the Sheikh in that environment. Your physical environment might not be sufficient to sustain you. So if you find yourself unfortunately like that, then you have an option of a virtual environment to help you out. Go and report yourself. I'm feeling sick. You know somebody can be spiritually sick. Yes. So, and there are symptoms to it. Just like you'll be feeling hot and a headache physically. There's spiritual headache. People who know you will know that. Can't you see the way he is? He has not been doing Mawaja constantly. Do you understand? Once they see that in you, they'll call you to caution. And you must have people who can talk you through. Hey, this life is a lengthy journey. In the process of development and learning, have a network of people who can sit you down and tell you the truth. No matter how highly placed or wherever you find yourself, you should always have friends like that. These are the real friends. Friends who can tell you the truth to your face. Are you following? Ṣòkòtò yín ti ń wọlẹ̀, gbádùn. Àfà ẹ ti ń dọ́gbọ́n sí gbogbo, ẹ ti sick. Friends who will tell you the truth. Hey, sister, look at your job now is not skimpy. You are sick. You must have friends like that. They might be of age, they might be of similar age, but you must have a circle of friends like that. That's the way to go about it. Navigating the challenges of life is not easy. You need to tie yourself down. There are waves in this world, so you have to hook yourself here and there so that you don't go with the tide and the wave. Now that's not a protect. Now,
the person that asked the question earlier said they put on skirts and shirts with small white hijab.
Okay, that's their dress code. Have you chosen the course already? So if that is the case, I would advise her that if she has not chosen the course, let her think twice before she chooses a course or a university. Are you following? There's no compromise regarding the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We just must tell ourselves. That's why I told you some of these things are a bit some of them are better to come by in certain environments or certain universities. When you are making your selection of your choice of a university or a course, look into things like that. You are picking a university. Why? What's the environment around the university? What course are you picking? Hope you not have challenges regarding your dean. Remember, you have goals. Your dean first. Do you understand? Then the next. Prioritize in that manner before you make a choice. Don't get there only to not say, I didn't know that. Do you understand? I had our first lecture talking about certain courses that you don't have a reason around such courses. Somebody, they said they gave you philosophy. And then that's it. Think of something, do you understand? Except maybe you just want to have a PhD. But you want to have issues with listening to classes, reading books. Your dean will be at risk. You need a lot of bodyguards and immunization to go through 4 years in philosophy, and you come back without a virus. So if you ever find yourself unfortunately like that, then you need to do the needful to stay away from problems. So if you've not committed yourself, get a better option. One of the truths we must also tell ourselves, aside those courses that might be professional courses, or some of them that might even be at the level of Furudu Kifaya in our deen, maybe the medicals and the likes. Most of the other courses is it's a 50-50 thing. The fact that you graduated as an engineer does not mean you are going to make money as an engineer. Except you're not in Nigeria. In this Nigeria of ours, see, your BSc, your masters in whatever course of endeavor, except some few courses. Even that is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's favor. Many are people who with PhD. They said, okay, it's BSc, you have gone to do masters. Maybe you get a job. You did masters. Later on, okay, go and get a PhD so that you can have an edge. He has a PhD, yet there's no good white collar job coming. Many are the skills that you just learned casually. That you are going to feed the entirety of your life upon. But when you are learning it, you do not consider it to be anything. Oh, law school, London. You told them, one more to go up and say, do you get the point now? As if success in life is attached to that course. Without it, I cannot be successful. No, life is not like that. So once you have that balanced view about life, then one would know that, okay, certain things, I can't sacrifice my gene for a cause. The same way I should not sacrifice this for that. So those priorities one will get to. Allah guide us right. Now.
Someone that memorizes worldly knowledge easily, but struggles with being inclined memorization.
Let him take to a lot of dua. Let that person start from the usul of din. Let him work on his faith, his level of faith. Perhaps it might be because he does not consider worthwhile learning Islamic knowledge, because he does not prioritize it. Then let him also check, or her, let him or her check where she's learning. Sometimes you find difficult to learn because of the approach to learning. Maybe the style of rendition. Maybe you are learning from somebody whose way in which he teaches you is not the best for you. You might have to change the platform you're learning from, the style you're learning from, things like that. So, because it shows that it's not as if you are not done. Do you understand? You're saying I'm intelligent, but I'm finding it difficult to understand Islam. It shouldn't be. So you check the process, check your intention, and beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for you. Because that's a knowledge that you can't do without. So you must find all possible solutions to making sure you get it adequately and you understand it. And that make it easy for us. Now.
Inshallah, this will be the last time.
No.
As a sister who just graduated and learns in the court, is it permissible to work in an official setting, such as an accounting role?
Official setting, accounting role. Depends on what you call official. But let me go by the street language. When you say official, you mean a white collar job. And a white collar job, they will say you dress smart.
The government, ministry.
At the ministry. And what they mean by smart, being smart is exposing part of your body. By their own definition, that's what they call smartness. The long hijab to them is not smart, even if it is neat and well ironed. Are we following? Nicole bouquet. Whatever we do, what do you have every time? You see the problem now? So that's why I've emphasized sufficiently on the issue of those prioritization of goals. Are you following? Why do you need to work? Come about it's money you need. You can make money without working for somebody. Let's tell ourselves the truth. In fact, from the realities of life is that Yoruba people have an adage, and that adage is a true adage. They say, Isheri, ọmọ aláṣẹ jẹ, òwe, ọmọ aláṣẹ là, ṣé mo gbà bàbá? Mi ò ṣe láti fáwọn eléyìí o, ṣọ́gbọ́yé bàbá. Isheri, they say, see work, employment. If you just need money to feed, take to an employment. If you need wealth, you know what they say wealth? Oh, take to business. And that's the truth. Go and bring me the list of top 10 most richest people, not in the world, in Nigeria. Tell me how many of them are employed, became rich out of salary and employment. You might not find one. In fact, you won't find one. That's the truth. That's the truth. The rich men are those who employ and pay salary to others. And this does not start like that. They started small, entrepreneurial. Little by little, they were selling, buying, get ideas, solve a problem. They had challenges. He was indebted. He got loan to solve his problem. He went back to business. He had learned better. Boom. But we don't want to go through that process because a graduate, Kimatabons. Graduates, I should be, Do you understand? But go and check the story of the so-called rich men, the great entrepreneurs. Some of them started dirty, those dirty jobs that they told that in our own way of education, they have wired us to think that a graduate must not do it. And a lot of those lines is actually where wealth is, because wealth is generated in solving people's problem. Just solve a problem in it. Create a service to solve a problem, that's all. Depending on the demand for it, you are there. That's how wealth is created. But if it's through employment, so I'll say to the sister, well, you understand all of this. So, and aside your niqab and maybe the dress, there are other fittings that come along with that. Do you understand? So, of course, the scholars will tell us that it's not prohibited for a Muslim, to earn money. They do not say that it's permissible for her to work, but I like to say in the word that it's permissible for her to earn. But it depends on how you want to do that earning. I hope it's clear. It must not necessarily be through kind of regular employment. And even if it is, then you need to check the environment you'll be working in. You have to be sure that you're safe, your deen is safe in that environment you have chosen for yourself to work. So it's a big topic, and I think it's a topic that would yes. So let's not be anxious. It's an area that will be addressed, because in that there has to be a separate situation for men and for the female separately. So I think that will be properly addressed, inshallah. So that I don't preempt anything. Allah guide us. I mean, want to face that.
Okay, so we are going to be having questions.
Question.
Two lectures.
Okay,
We are going to ask questions, and inshallah, there will be compensation for those that give answers to them. Should we do it random? Yes. So the first question, 5 questions. 5. Maybe 5 in the size, right? 5 questions. So the first question is okay, we want someone to mention how the goals are meant to be arranged in the order of preference, according to how our start taught us today, without checking your paper or your book or your phone, like before anything. All those motivational speakers that are listening to is one. What they do today is the correct one, and they will see how should you So the goals. Who will put your book in what you say? Okay. Anybody can answer. Yeah, first. Please let's listen so that we not ask you that what did he say now? And you will be okay.
He said 2 major goals.
2 major goals. Can you hear?
The first one talks as to baptizing the team, and the second one is the development. So under the baptizing of the team, that was when we talked about the second to attack. And he said under the development is that we also transfer the first one is the natural parts, and the other one under the development is the elective or self-choice.
Okay, what's that? Elective or self-choice?
So the natural part that was when I was talking about taking a role as being husband and father, and for female being a wife and mother. Under the elective, that was when I was majorly talking about the career.
No. Barakallahu fiik. Barakallahu fiik. Ahsan. Organizer. Now, the second question. Okay, so the second question is. Okay, even for the sisters. Okay. So mention 3 obstacles to learning. As in one, 3 obstacles to learning. 3 obstacles. These are them and child. Okay, yeah. Getting busy with worldly pursuits. Okay. Laziness and laxity. Nah, wrong intentions. Barakallahu fiik.
No,
Give to
let
me,
me go after.
Now, Mr. Sumaya. So this is your gift here. We'll pass it to Shalma.
Send it to women. They don't joke.
Now, they will listen.
So what was it for any brand?
So,
Now, this is for the emails. Not to
you don't have to do that.
One for free, one for Ben.
one minute. This one now. Okay. Okay, mention 3 conditions for selecting a teacher mentor on campus. 3 conditions. This is news. A mentor on campus.
Is that upright?
Islamically upright now.
Number 2. Is it like self-conscious? Like, does he have self-conscious?
Islamically.
Islamically.
That's
Okay. Number 2. Number 2, the knowledge. This is coming from passing the knowledge that you want.
okay.
This is then number 3, faith.
Faith. Which faith?
Very
Okay. Partnership, who can give it all? Share. He has got it before. Can you see? He has like very.
Is it correct? Has he given us two? So if he gives us
But he answered the first question.
it does not matter, it's knowledge.
So he said the person.
Or do we have anybody that can give us the third one? So give that person the priority because he has answered before. How you want to phone me at the lecture?
For the mail. Sheikh Faisal. No, it's mail.
No, it's me.
Sheikh Faisal.
Let's
So you mentioned correct akida, and that the soul
Price button.
someone that the main objective while you are campus.
Now, he said the person should be conscious of his main objective of being in the campus.
So by the time when I share, you got the 3 points. You got the solution.
This is for the sisters. Okay. Identify 2 things and aspired campus candidates should do before admission. Aspirants should do before admission. In preparation.
Potential graduates.
Okay, potential undergraduates.
Yes.
Okay. 2 things that a potential undergraduate should do before getting admission. Okay. That's it. You cannot see any. You should know The relevance of the course, okay. You should have, okay, now, you should have maximum determination. Yeah, that's it. Barakallahu fikum. So now the last question. Now, so this is going to be gifted to those that came punctual, those that arrived first. So amongst them are some that are students. So the Mudira said he should pardon us to give preference to the visitors. So since they are still our students, and Allah will reward them abundantly. So those that are going to award this gift for coming early are a family of 4. So they came before every other person came. And it's their main Ikoyi family. So they are very small groups, so but very, small group, they are small. Yeah, I would have had this a lot now, which is a take.
Now, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, the last question goes for an Arabic. So we won't want to ask a question in English because the Arabic is meant for somebody who can do Arabic, and we don't want somebody to collect Arabic and drop it on that bread. So the question will go in Arabic language. I will also answer the question in Arabic language. And please, you might see the book. It's not coming with the book again. It's coming with cash prize. You are collecting the cash prize. Is that clear? Shall we go? Now? No. What is it? Now? نقود شان. نعم. كم أنواع الإعراب وما هي وعلاماتها؟ Question following. كم أنواع الإعراب وما هي وعلاماتها؟ نعم. نعم. النصب والجزم نعم والجبر والجبر والخفض أي علاماتها علامات الأصلية نعم الأصلية فقط الضمة للرفع الضمة للرفع علامة الرفع الضمة علامة الجر الكسرة وعلامة النصب الفتحة وعلامة النصب الفتحة وعلامة الجزم السكون في بيان وعفاء كتب جوجين كما نعم جزاكم الله خيرا
Now, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Firstly, we thank our